Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ray V10. In today's video, I am going to go over ticker symbol SNPR Tortoise Acquisition Corp 2, guys. They are merging with VoltaCharging.com. But before I get started, if you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe, hit like, please hit the bell. For all of you returning, welcome to Stock Talks. I appreciate you guys tuning in, giving me a little bit of your time. You guys stay tuned, and we're gonna get right into it, man. Okay, guys, so right in front of me I have the transaction summary, investor relations information. You can find this PDF also under voltacharging.com under the investor relations tab. Okay, guys, check it out. Founded in 2010, Volta has been building one of the most used electric vehicles charging stations in the United States. Volta's award-winning charging stations benefits brands, consumers, and real estate locations by providing valuable advertising space to businesses and EV charging to drivers. Tortoise Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SNPR, is a publicly listed special purpose acquisition company with $345 million of cash held in trust. Tortoise anticipates entering into a business combination agreement with Volta in Q1 of 2021. Volta shareholders are rolling 100% of their equity. Transaction proceeds are being retained in the business. Pro forma for the transaction, assuming no redemptions, Volta will have an additional $600 million of proceeds net of transaction fees to fully fund business model through cash flow positive. Pro forma enterprise value of $1.4 billion near-term EBITDA relative to public charging peers represents attractive entry point relative to recently announced public SPAC transactions. Guys, the offering size is going to be $300 million. The use of the proceeds will develop the existing backlog of Volta charging stations, location demand, and accelerate further growth within the company. The expected closing SPAC merger should be happening Q2 of 2021. Also, guys, keep in mind a SPAC merger takes about 3 to 4 months, okay? And get familiar with these faces, get familiar with these names here. Scott Mercer, CEO. Chris Wendell is the co-founder, president, and director. Drew Lipser is a CSO. Vince Cubbage, CEO, president, and chairman. Stephen Pang, the CFO director. That is your leadership team right here, guys, and many more. The transition to electric mobility is one of the largest macroeconomic shifts in our lifetime. Big facts. All right, we all know that we are transitioning from emissions to zero to no emissions, guys, in the years to come. Driving forward. This is Volta Charging station right here, man. It's all lit up nice and fancy. Electric cars will be cheaper than gas cars beginning in 36 months. If we take a look here at the chart, verse 2010s today and tomorrow, they are saying that ICE vehicles are going to be less expensive, $10,000 cheaper. Or no, the EV cars are actually going to be $10,000 cheaper than ICE vehicles, guys. And if you take a look at the battery cost, in terms of years, they're showing that the battery cost will decline as we move forward into the future. The cars are coming. We already know this, man. The cars are coming, guys. If you take a look at this chart, you can see the exponential growth, from 2015. If you take a look at 2020, let's take a look at year 2025. Take a look at year 2040. In the next, 10 years, we are going to have about almost 10 or maybe even 9 million vehicles sold. All right. In terms of connectors, we see connectors, the connectors being deployed, in terms of public charger demand is growing exponentially as well. If you take a look at 2040, that is the middle chart, they are exponentially growing as well. The cars are coming. The OEMs that are committing to EVs, are Volkswagen, GM, Ford, BMW. The rise of EV first companies right now are your main EV companies, on the rise, i.e. NIO, Tesla, Polyestar, Rivian. Rivian is actually merging with CIIC. Lucid is merging with CCIV. We got Lordstown and we got Canoo. All right. The federal is saying 500,000 charging cords by 2030 per the Biden administration. The state is saying by 2035, all new cars sold in California, New Jersey will likely be zero emission vehicles. That is going to be huge, man. And the regulatory utilities, New York Public Service Commission approved $700 million to fund EV charging infrastructure for multiple utilities. Southern California, Edison, $436 million charge-ready infrastructure program, making it the largest single utility program in the country. Let's take a look at the company timeline, guys. Check it out. They have a timeline here from 2012. Since 2012 to 2021. So let's take a look at, 2021, because that is our current year. In terms of behavior and commerce, between 2019 to 2021, they are working on programmatic network launch, driver loyalty. They're continuing to, capitalize on the shopper marketing partnerships. The Volta EU launch is happening. The pay-per-use is happening. In-car partnership, fleet, plug-in charge, guys. And also continue to build and roll out DC fast charging. All right. So that's all between, 2019 to 2021. This company is making moves, and they have a nice software where they could track all these EV charging stations. Man, this company is doing some big things. And I think when I did the comparison, they're actually a little bit more higher in percentage versus ChargePoint and EV Box. Network traction builds flywheel velocity. If we take a look at this map, in comparison of screen stations and sites already installed, they have 3,014 screens installed, 1,507 stations installed across 459 sites. Contractually, they already have 2,224 contracted in terms of screens, 1,112 stations contracted, and 471 sites. And in the pipeline, as you can see, the numbers are larger, man. 20,136 for screens in the pipeline, 10,068 for stations in the pipeline, and 5,030 sites. And this is a 3 to 4 years line of sight development with existing station pipelines, guys. A track record underwritten by established partners and client success. Take a look at here, man. They have a lot of partnerships already. Big names at that. Netflix, Toyota, Loyola University, Chicago University, Starwood, Giant, Walgreens, Facebook. I mean, they're already doing some serious partnerships, in terms of network development, behavior and commerce, and data, man. The Volta Team. I mentioned to you guys, Scott Mercer, Chris Wendell. And if you take a look here, we have a few more faces with nice smiles, man. This is your team, the Volta Team at that. you know, get to know these faces, get familiar who they are, man, and really understand what type of leadership, these folks, is doing and driving the company to success. They currently have 150 current employees right now. Installation forecast and growth outlook. In 2020, if we take a look, versus, 4 more years out, the growth is exponential, in terms of existing installations and new installations, okay? So by 2025, the expected overall, with existing installations and new installations is going to be 26,242 stations that will be available by 2025. And right now, we are projected to have only 3,142 in 2021, and the numbers are doubling as years move forward. Long-term gross profit and EBITDA forecast. All right, guys, if we take a look at their gross profit, again, it's an exponential growth, and actually, so their competitor, they're actually forecasting the monetary differences too versus EV box and charge point. If you take a look on the right hand side there, so there's going to be some quite competition there, but I think EV box is going to do well as well, just like charge point and EV box. So as for me, I'm invested in charge point. I'm going to be investing in EV box. EV box will be merging with TPYG or TPGY. Charge point, we already know they're merging with SBE. So I have my money diversified across all three. I believe that all three is going to do fantastic, man. Volta's differentiated business model provides competitive advantage. What I'm feeling about Volta, man, they have more check marks than EV box, charge point, and Blink. So they actually cover infrastructure ownership, network provider. They are a network provider, software offering, electricity sales, media and advertising. The media advertising one, I think they're actually promoting Will Smith's son. He's a singer, rapper, or whatever. And they have his poster lit up on these charging stations in terms of promo. Data and intelligence services, charging network services. The revenue growth from 21 to 2025, Volta is expected 104.6%. And that's actually, EV box is not available right now, but seems like their exponential growth is much higher in terms of revenue growth in comparison to charge point. And, actually Blink is not available as well. So can't really compare EV box and Blink to Volta at this moment in time, but it is what it is, man. I'm sure this information will be updated in the future. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the price action for SNPR. Okay, we all know that a SPAC merger takes about 3 to 4 months to complete. And a SPAC company sits and idles at $10 until they find a company, that they are willing or wanting to do business with in terms of bringing that company public via IPO, okay? So as we can see here, the Tortoise Acquisition Company started off in the $10 range, okay? And we see it consolidate, people already throwing money into the SPAC prior to the first ride up. All right, guys. So you see it from going to 10 to 13. You see some sell-offs here. Maybe some investors were being impatient. Things are just taking so long. The company couldn't find a company to merge with. But as you can see here, guys, this is where we see the massive spike. All right, guys, from $13, we see it shoot up to high as $19.33. Now, this dip here is nothing more than a sell-off. Okay, guys. So if you guys are experienced in SPAC mergers, I'm sure you guys know what that first dip is, all right? Those are the people who were invested in SNPR when they were $10 a share, took that first ride up and sold off at the top, all right? So that's what I typically do sometimes as well. If I get into a SPAC company, I'll ride it up, take profits, and then sell off at the top. And then, at that point, this will create a new entry point for investors to get in. Okay, guys. So my speculation is this already pulled back from $19 as high as $19.33 as of closing Friday down to $15.03, guys. So that's a quite substantial amount of pullback in terms of percentage. So currently the asking price is $15.36. I currently have 100 shares of SNPR, but I jumped in at the $16 level. I think it was like $16 and to be exact, $16.07. So come Tuesday, I'm going to pivot some of my positions and move more money into SNPR because I want to be actually in right on the money in the $15 buy-in love range. Okay, so if you get in right now on Tuesday and you get it in the $15 or even lower, which I don't think it's going to come down 14, but the possibility is always there. That is the big much love buying level, 14 to 15. Okay, guys. If you get in the 16, that's happy. I'm in the happy medium right now in that ballpark, but I want to be in the big much love. So I'm going to dag down probably another 100 shares, maybe 150 shares come Tuesday, because my plan is to ride this up times 2. My speculation is, and what I see this stock doing is similar to what SBE and TPYG has done. Okay, again, TPYG is merging with EV Box, SBE is merging with ChargePoint, and these 3 companies are all going to be competitors, throughout, competitors within the EV charging network for all EV vehicles, guys. So I'm going to increase my shares. I'm going to buy this dip next week. Let me know, comment down below if you guys are planning to invest in SNPR, if you guys are not already invested in SNPR. I'm just curious. I think this SPAC again is going to go times 2. This may even hit, close to $40, man. So this is going to be a nice play, worthwhile waiting for 3 to 4 months if you guys want to double your money up and have that nice double play and that nice ride to the moon. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you guys, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe, hit like. Please hit the bell so that way you guys get notified for any new videos that we'll upload in the near future. I appreciate you guys tuning into my channel. I hope you all are having a great weekend. I hope you guys are falling forward and not backwards. With love, peace, and happiness, it's your boy Ray B10, man. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.